Finish that square knot, and there you go. Hey guys, welcome back to Bohemian by Emma. Today I'm going to show you a variation on the square knot, which you can find my video on my basic knots in the link below. But this will be a variation on the square knot, and it is called the alternating square knot. So to do this, you will first take the first 4 cords that you have on the left here, as a square knot does use 4 cords. And so you will take these first 4 cords as you have them, and as you can see, we have 2 more sets of 4 cords. So up here I have a total of 6 pairs or 12 cords. So this first 4, we will make a square knot. So again, what we're going to do is take the right cord and we're going to make a backwards 4, and then we're going to let the left one fall over and we'll go behind and through the backwards 4. And that's the first half of the knot. And then the second half of our square knot will be taking the left one as a 4 and then the right one over behind and through the 4. And if you need more detail on this, again, you can check out the link that I have in the description for my video on the 3 basic knots that you need to know, including the basic square knot. So again, we're going to do a second square knot here with our second set of 4 cords. We're going to make that right here. And again, this is half a square knot, and we're going to finish it by doing the same thing. And now we're going to make our last square knot with this last set of 4 cords. So what we have done here is we have created 3 basic square knots. And every time you want to use the alternating square knot in any of your patterns, you will always start off with just a row of basic square knots like this, and that is how you will start your alternating pattern. So here are our 3 basic square knots, and to make an alternating, we will take this set of 4 cords and this set of 4 cords and make square knots in between. So you will take the 3rd cord here and the 4th, and then you will take the first 2 of the next set of 4. So we'll be making a group of 4 with these cords, and we'll be making a square knot in between the first 2 square knots that we created before. And we will do the same thing with this set of 4. We will make another square knot in between those 2 square knots that you see in the row above. And this is how we make our square knots alternate. So once you have done that, there's different variations that you can do. You can keep going down, or if you want a V or a triangle, you can just make that square knot in the center. But we're going to keep going with our pattern of full alternating, so we're just going to make another square knot at the beginning here, as we did in the first row. So you can just keep repeating these 2 rows and it will alternate all the way through. So we have our first knot here, and we're going to make another square knot right with these 4 cords that we have in the middle, and you'll see it'll line up with the first row really nicely. And you can see our alternating pattern has begun to form, and you can just continue this as long as you want in any of the patterns that you do. And here's our last set of 4, and again we'll make another square knot right here. And these ones on the end, you want to make sure that the first half that you do is loose enough so that the lines that you have on the side don't get warped. And here we have it. This is our alternating square knot. You can see we have 3 rows, and there you go. So I just wanted to show you guys another variation on how you can do your alternating square knot. So what we did is they were all close together. But if you space them out on your dowel here, I can show you how you can make a looser version of your alternating square knot, which is what you commonly see in macrame bags and things like that. It's a little more open and lacy. So what you're going to do is you again have this first row of square knots, and again we're going to take this inside set of 4 cords and we're going to make a square knot on our second row just as we did before, but instead of tightening all the way up, we're just going to leave this space of about 1 inch or so, or whatever you would prefer, and we're going to make a square knot here instead. So you can see there's a space at the top right there. And so we're going to take the second set of 4 and we're going to do it in between those square knots we did before, just as we did in that last variation. But again, instead of pulling all the way up, we're going to leave this space. You want to make sure that it lines up with the one we just did. And as you finish your square knot, make sure not to tighten it too much so that it doesn't get too short and you have the same amount of space across in your second row. And then to make our third row of alternating square knots, we're going to start again with this first set, and we're going to make our square knot here, again leaving about the same amount on the inside right here as there is in that row. You'll notice on our far left side there's a longer gap, but that's just so that we can have straight, even rows. So you want to make sure you don't do that too tight. And then we're going to continue with our alternating pattern, and we're going to do a square knot here. You can see that it lines up with that square knot at the top in the middle. And we're going to leave again about 1 inch or so of space so that everything is even. And we're going to do our last square knot here on the end. And again, since it is on the end, you'll see that there's a much longer gap on the far right. But again, you want to leave that right here so that everything is straight and it's even and you don't have any warping in your overall project and you have a nice even pattern. I'm going to finish that square knot. And there you go. So to continue that, you would just keep making those first 2 rows over and over, and you'll get an overall lacy open pattern that's akin to a mesh. So thanks again for watching this tutorial. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to upload more tutorials on knots and projects, and again, check out the link in the description for my Etsy shop for coasters and wall hangings and more. Subscribe!